Hello everyone and welcome to an episode of, I don't know, it's kind of like the unfortunate Unpackaging series, but clearly different. And yes, immediately I will say that I am basically ripping off Ashen's, but to be fair, ripping off bigger and better channels is nothing new here. And, besides, I'm totally original and different here, because look, I have a live studio audience who have all been told to remain silent under threat of violence. And the reason I have made this, or rather the reason I'm making this video here is that for a while I've been going to these little antique and knick-knack shops and occasionally getting these couple of little neat things, and I realized I could take these little neat things and make content with them. And that's essentially all this is. It's just me buying things and then utilizing things for content. Zero waste on this channel. But speaking of complete and utter waste, this is probably the thing that you're going to have seen in the thumbnail, because there is this shop in Riga, the capital of Latvia, which is called the Good Bob, Labais Bops, and it is essentially a shop that sells exclusively these things from Britain which are already second-hand and have come from second-hand shops or otherwise have never been sold. And so, every time me and my partner have gone to this store, we would be greeted by a certain toy right at the front entrance, really, we couldn't be teased by this thing for much longer, and so last time we went there, I caved in, and I bought this goddamn thing. This is perhaps the ugliest little plush toy I've seen. Definitely the ugliest rendition of the Pink Panther, which you should ever have seen. The cartoon version, obviously. The giant mewing jawline here is certainly quite impressive. The for some reason fluffy feet you have over here, also quite wonderful. The dangly limbs and tail, which kind of render it in this way where every time you throw this thing down, it has like a pretty decent chance to essentially land in the Family Guy death pose. Oh my god, it did it perfectly. I was not there you go. Proof of concept. Yeah, this thing is quite fantastic. It only costed, I believe it cost like €1.50 for me. So yeah, it's pretty good. Unfortunately, I didn't buy much else from this little Good Bob, but I'm definitely going to be coming back there and probably getting more amazing things to be displayed in future. Now, obviously, I'm going to be taking this thing and putting it over there in the audience permanently, which also means that this thing, considering that I'm recording on my bed, this thing is going to be staring at me like this every time I wake up in the morning. Does this seem like a great idea or what? For now, I'm just going to throw it over there. So, the other shop I went to, after I figured out that I wanted to make this series, was this like more legitimate sort of antique shop. I mean, they're both legitimate. I mean, more antique, and it has some retro stuff. It has some seriously old stuff, and I didn't overspend here either. I mean, considering the fact that it's just like this one little video I'm doing, so I only bought two things here, and there they are. The first is this neat little, seemingly hand-carved figurine of Jaguar, a Jaguar, if you will. It's got, it's kind of vaguely got a face on it, but it also kind of doesn't. This cost me €2. Didn't have a price tag on it. I just asked the ye old shopkeeper, hey, how much for this goddamn thing? And he said, yeah, it looks about €2, and apparently I could have haggled the price down, but I wasn't going to do that for a €2 wooden figurine of nondescript origin. It was placed in a this little section, which seemingly had a bunch of stuff from Africa, but none of it really has any details to it. The same goes for this here. Well, it used to be a candle. You can tell from the wick at the top, except this thing. I'm gonna put that next to the microphone so real quick you can hear it properly. That should have been picked up by the mic right there. That's like fully calcified. That is a rock. Also, they put the sticker for €50, the price tag, right on top of it. I haven't bothered removing it yet. I could probably use it with some hot water. Yeah, I don't think this would work as a candle anymore, but it is a neat little thing. It's a neat, peculiar little thing if you look at it here. It's got these, I guess, native African little drawings here. Once again, I couldn't tell you the origin of anything about this. It's a fairly cheap little knick-knack artifact, and the fact that it is a stone at this point, it has become solid rock, at the very least is an indication that it is decently old. So yeah, I'm quite happy with these little purchases. These are going to be joining the ever-increasing amount of random nonsense in the background of my Kickstarter videos and all the rant videos and so on. So, but as well, these as well for now are just gonna go to the side for the I would say the main event, unless you count the Pink Panther as the main event, because there's a third shop that we went to. Now, this is like right next to the very fancy antique shop, which has, a bunch of really old things. It's got a bunch of tech things. It's got musical instruments. It's got a lot of furniture. It's got all kinds of porcelain and metal goods. And right down the block, we got this other store, which instead sells things essentially from the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, which is, once again, extremely cheap because nobody wants this stuff anymore. And personally, I was quite amazed to see in Latvia, in this shop, for the price of a singular €1, if you will. That was a freaking bopp-it. Like an actual, legit, genuine bopp-it. There was the other design that's got like this handle on it. I assume this one is the older design. I never looked it up. I could have done it before I made this video. Didn't want to, though. I feel like this is pretty genuine, probably pretty goddamn old, but yet it is actually still pretty much fully functional. It's, glitches out a couple of times here and there, but it is operational. And my cats were goddamn terrified of this thing when I brought it home. Tim especially would just run away from it after hearing it once. He would run away from it if I even held it near him. I didn't get to record it because next time I tried to record it, he was actually kind of chill with it. Although I assume also that it might be because he was waiting for me to feed him and instead I was harassing him with a bopp-it. But I understand why they were terrified. Because up until now, up until I bought this thing, I had no idea how this toy, this children's toy that was, given to small children sounded when you play it. Now, one thing I will say is it kind of doesn't always work immediately, but I'm going to try and play it for a little bit, which at an awkward angle because I need to put my hands over the camera, which by the way is balanced on a small pillow on my chair to be high enough so you see the bed without being affected by the motions of the bed. I'm really doing some advanced cinematography here. Also, if I rest my elbow on the pillow, it goes a little bit like that. But the point is, I'm going to play it a little bit. And what really amazed me was the sound it makes when you lose a game of bopp-it. If it works. Oh? Hello? Well, that part still works. Come on. Oh, there it is.
Twist it. Pull it. Bop it. Twist it. Bop it. Twist it. Bop it. Pass it.
Oh, it's pass it.
Bop it. Twist it. Twist it. Pull it. Pass it.
I'm doing really good here, actually.
Pull it.
Yeah, it screams like you've just been tortured. And I don't know why it does it sometimes and sometimes it doesn't. It also has this extra sound effect after the scream where it sounds like the person is being beaten to death with a metal pipe. I want to see if we can hear, like get it on audio here. I assume like those of you who have had these things have heard it, but...
Pull it. Pull it. Bop it.
Well, it doesn't do it anymore. It definitely did it for a while, and I want to look up that sound effect once I get the chance to edit this video, but yeah, for a single euro, I mean, I understand why they were initially quite popular. You know, you do it a couple of times and you're like, that's pretty fun. And you also understand why, I also understand why it was such a fad that just went away, because there is not that much to these things. Oh, it's just going to go. There's just not much to these things, and they're actually just kind of weird and disturbing, and a big piece of bulky plastic. I also don't know if, like, you just saw me put it down, and there it goes. It starts playing, which is, seems like unfortunate design, because, you know, are you gonna bring this thing along on a car trip or something and put it in your bag? Oh, let me just put it in my bag real quick. It's fucking going. You know? So, yeah, not the greatest toy in the world, but it is a piece of history. I don't have an ending for this video. I think it's better than the puzzle one, though. On his Twitter, I have not seen gameplay yet. Maybe I've just missed it. I'm not joining the Discord because I don't goddamn want to. I have no idea if that game is going to be made. You know, Lucas seems pretty busy. You know, he seems pretty busy. You know, making racist rants against people who have criticized his project.